Welcome to episode 4 of the Ultimate Sorcerer Guide, everyone. In this episode, I've been thinking of what I should do with these souls. I mean, part of me was thinking of using them to buy spells, but another part of me is thinking that I should just level up. And the level up part of me won. First of all, I noticed that getting one more point into attunement allows us to get 4 attunement slots. Now the thing about this, at this stage of the game, do you honestly need 4 attunement slots? No, you don't. However, I think if you can get it just by putting in 1 point, why not do it? So I've been thinking of what weapon I should be going for, and someone actually, I think I mentioned this, right? That someone suggested the Moonlight greatsword, which is probably what I'm gonna go for, because Moonlight greatsword is pretty solid. It's a good weapon, good stats, needs a little bit of strength investment, but not that much that a normal just mage character wouldn't be able to use it. So yeah, pretty much it's a good weapon to go for. Looks cool as well. I think it's probably the best looking in this game. Looks pretty okay in Bloodborne as well. So yeah, in this episode I'm gonna go ahead and take care of the butterfly and the Capra demon as well. And I'm pretty much at the Capra demon, so it's not gonna be too difficult. Did I already get this lizard? No, I didn't. So this is the thing, I did a stream on Saturday where I'm making a PvP character basically, and I do apologize if there is some like initial confusion as to what I did in that run and what I did in this one, but you know, we'll tackle it. No, don't, god damn it. Does quitting and reloading work in this game? The respawn lizards, it is the thing you forget, all this shit. Because I remember a lot of stuff like item locations and all that, but these little details is where it kind of falls apart. I think that should respawn the crystal lizard. Yes, it does. The only reason I didn't get it is because I missed the running attack. No, yeah. Finally got some large shards. Although if I'm going for the Moonlight, it doesn't matter. What actually does the Moonlight use to upgrade? I have no clue, genuinely. I think Twinkling Titanite. But never mind, we're gonna need large shards until then as well to upgrade our standard weapons. So we have a couple of things to get in this area, not sorcery related necessarily, but you can pick up probably one of the cheapest rings in the game, the wolf ring. And I'm saying cheap because, if you don't know what it does, these guys are not very weak to sorcery, so I mean, you can blast them, it does okay damage, but as you can see, that's actually pretty good. So anyways, back to the ring. Should do a sneaky little drop down here. But before we do that drop, I just remembered I should unlock this bonfire. There is a bonfire here. I like to get it, even though it's not super important, just in case I die to the butterfly, which I'd probably quit this run if I died to the butterfly, because it's probably one of the most embarrassing bosses to die to. Especially that will have help. But just in case, unlocking that bonfire. Plus it's gonna come in handy later. This thing is like one of the weirdest enemies in the game. Actually, this area is full of weird little things like this. For example, this tree. This tree is actually an enemy. You can kill it. It doesn't do shit. It doesn't attack. Well, it does move, but it's like, what even is the point of that? This game is full of shit like that. I can't even remember all of them. But that's for sure something that was always kind of weird. Like, why are there moving trees in this area that don't actually do anything? Who knows? Oh, did I rest like an idiot at the bonfire? I think I did. Never mind, well, that's my stupidity. We for sure want to pick this up. That's the last useful one. Blood Red Moss Clump doesn't really have any actual uses. Even though bleed is very dangerous in this game, usually it stacks so quickly that if someone is attacking you with bleed, you won't even have time to use it. Anyways, the good old Wolf Ring, of course, it gives you poise. Not much, but just enough where a build like this can benefit. It's not a ring I'll use for a long time because I'll flush that shit as soon as I get the Bellowing Dragon Crest and all that. Anyways, there's a... Thinking of it, this area is actually full of strange little enemies. Like these snakes, for example. These two-headed snakes. It feels like they were making this area and they were like, okay guys, what other random enemy ideas do we have? And it's like, well, I got this frog thing that's red. Alright, let's put it in an area that a lot of people won't even ever access. What else? Well, I got this snake. Alright, well, we'll put it in, but there's only gonna be like 3 of them in the whole area. Whereas the main enemy is this knight, or these knights who, as you can see, they deal a fair chunk of damage. I didn't know they're... I aggroed the second one. Okay, we have... I was gonna say we have a problem. Not much I could have done there because he already cast that block spell on me. You can't roll or anything, so I was kind of screwed either way. And I do have to use my humanity too because there's a quest line here. A pretty important one if you're a sorcerer. So let's just speed run this next section. You know, I'm a professional and stand back and watch. Actually, what I could probably do is magic weapon, right? In fact, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I always kill this snake because I don't trust it not to randomly aggro on me and kill me. They do poison you and all that, so you know. See, sometimes you get lucky and he won't cast, or he'll cast it too late. It's all good. Anyways, this is who we want. So Witch Beatrice can be summoned for 2 fights. Unfortunately, she's absolutely useless in one of those 2 fights. However, you need to summon her both times to get her equipment. And she does have a unique catalyst and unique armor, so we'll be just kind of stuck with her ass. And again, here she's very good. Actually, I'm gonna be very good here as well. Because you can completely wreck this boss with sorcery. So this is the Moonlight Butterfly. He's low tier. Would be nice if my shit didn't... There you go. If I didn't get hit by everything, that would be nice. Beatrice, can you... As you can see, she has very powerful magic. Oh, they changed the look of that. They used to be more like an orb instead of like a little spear thing. And here you can go wail on it. Unfortunately, Beatrice comes in and starts whacking it with her walking stick. It's all good. It's all good. And of course she gets hit by that every single time. But check out how much damage she's taken. Basically nothing. Just thanks, Beatrice. We blasted his ass. Or is it her? I don't know. Don't think they ever specify. So this is a pretty good soul. The Moonlight Butterfly soul. You can make it into a pretty good magic weapon. And a pretty decent shield for protection against magic. I mean, it's a complete gimmick shield. It doesn't actually have any use as defense, but it does something nothing else does, which is it shoots orbs or projectiles or whatever. Anyways, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is not my favorite area in the game. The Darkroot Garden and all that. I don't know, it's never been. Oops, I got grabbed. Oh yeah. If you don't know, you can mash R2 and L2 to escape quicker from any grab attack. It's always good. Now these souls I'm actually gonna spend on spells. There's one I want in particular. That is actually gonna be my main spell throughout the whole game. It's one of the better ones in the game. And we can also blast this idiot. Would be nice if my spells didn't miss completely, but... What is he doing? What a moron. I didn't know you could stun him. It's actually fairly cool. So yeah, this asshole is pretty weak to magic. And he's not the most accurate, so... I don't know, does this count as cheesing? This is the thing about sorcerers, always, is that you can pretty much kill 90% of enemies this way, the way I just did now. Because enemies are morons when it comes to avoiding any projectile, basically. I thought I mid-rolled there for a second, but I didn't. It's good that you can manage covenants here. Becomes less of a pain in the ass. Also weird about, well, not weird, but you know, a quirk of this game is that you don't have fast travel unlocked until much later, which I completely support. Some people hate it and like, oh fuck, gotta walk everywhere, but it just, I don't know, without sounding like a pretentious idiot, it does do the world building a lot of favors. Because you notice shit you don't. When you tend to just warp around everywhere, it becomes less obvious how the world connects, you know? Don't know why I always jump down here. Doesn't actually do shit. Especially since I pretty much picked up what I needed. Oh yeah. Wait. Shouldn't his little buddies be here by now? His squad? Maybe that's after the depth. Or Capra demon, I don't know. Not that I care. Miracles. That's for pussies. I say until we get to the Miracles Guide. This is what I'm talking about. Great Soul Arrow is legit one of the best spells in the game. I might as well get Aural Decoy and Fall Control. These are the gimmick spells. Like, no one gives a fuck about either Aural Decoy or Fall Control. Pretty much not worth a spot in your inventory. However, I'm gonna show them. So Aural Decoy, the key is kind of in the name. It has a unique looking little effect, and it's basically like an alluring skull. See? Then you can just backstab them all day. Now you'd think this would be pretty good. And it does look good on paper until you realize that it doesn't work on 70% of the enemies in this game. It pretty much only works on these standard hollow enemies. The other problem with it is that, you know, why do that when you can get another spell that actually does damage? So it's pretty much a question of wasting a spot in your inventory. That's the reason this is not exactly the best thing to go for. Now Fall Control is a little bit different. I'll show it in probably the only spot I can think of right now. Here. It's not what I meant to do, but if I had Fall Control I wouldn't have taken damage. It was an accidental jump, but here you normally take damage. You see, as soon as you have that blue mist, that indicates that it protected you from a fall that would have done damage. There's probably one here as well. No, well, kinda. Maybe take a little damage. I'm gonna go back up and show what it does, because I want to. But again, the problem with this spell is really utility. Fall damage is almost non-existent of a problem in this game. Pretty much most of the falls that you die from are falls that would have killed you anyways. So really going for this, you'll see here, this normally does a chunk of damage, but yeah, that's it. So again, most of the falls that actually do present a serious danger in this game are falls that would kill you anyways, because there's a point after which the game just insta-kills you. Oh yeah, we got one of these skellies. This could be actually a problem because I do not have a good weapon to deal with them. It's all good. Now what makes Fall Control extra redundant is that there's also a ring in the game that gives you the effect. And it's not even a ring that you get very, very later on, or like much later on. You can get it pretty early, so again, what the hell is the point, really, when you think about it? That's what we're gonna go for. And like I said, I think I mentioned this maybe in the first or second episode, that unfortunately a lot of the more creative spells fall into this category. The offensive spells are so good that going for anything else is most of the time not worth it. Now there, Fall Control. You see how little damage I took even then from that fall? Oh, there's this many left alive? I didn't know that. Thought some of them fell into the pit. And you know, the spell thing I was talking about even extends to things like, there are some really advanced spells like White Dragon Breath is one, for example, where it's like, okay, it does a lot of damage, but just fucking use Crystal Soul Spear. But we'll get to those when we get to those. It's a while off. This lighting change is good. And by the way, I might make a separate video about this, but man, do I see a lot of complaining about this remake or remaster. People are pissed. I mean, and to be honest, I partially get it why people are kind of angry about this remaster. It came up in the stream as well, the day before yesterday. PC players have every right to be pissed because the fact that they removed the old version of Dark Souls from Steam is honestly kind of a dick move because, you know, what if your PC can't run this game? What if you just simply don't want to spend money again? You know, I completely understand why people were angry that the normal version of the game was delisted. Other than that, the fact that there are no significant gameplay changes, fuck off dogs. I'm kind of split on. Ah shit. God damn it. I meant to dodge up the stairs and then I would have been okay. Just don't have a lot of HP with this build. Not yet. I'm never gonna have a lot of HP, honestly. This is why I'm making a separate PvP build. Because really, sorcery builds are not very viable in PvP. It all comes down to the fact that, well, if you're playing against someone who actually knows what they're doing, look at that tracking. Oh shit. Let's try not to die here. I'm like, well, I'm dead. Oh well, whatever. That was a... What is that show called on Netflix that I don't watch? Series of Unfortunate Events. I think that's it. Well, whatever that show is called, that just happened. So anyways, what was I babbling on about? I forgot. Oh yeah, the remaster. Again, the fact that there's no significant gameplay changes, I'm kind of mixed about. Because I feel like an equal amount of people would have been pissed if they did like overhauls. This was my first Souls game, so maybe I don't notice the lack of any gameplay changes this much because I'm so used to this game. But you know, I'm happy that there is a Dark Souls game on PS4. It runs smooth, looks okay, PvP is decent from what I've seen so far. I've played like 3 games. Well, you know, decent in Souls terms, that it actually works. He's in his parry stance, you see? It's pretty fun. This is a cool animation though, you gotta admit. Kinda just wanted to show it. What the hell? Let's not get bled. The Switch version should also be interesting. I mean, I don't have a Switch, but I'm not saying I'm not interested in portable Dark Souls. Finally I can fight the Capra demon while taking a shit. I mean, that idea is... The tracking, man. Did I always track that much? Probably did, but... That's how you get these bitch-ass dogs. Let me tell you that. Oh yeah, and pretty much from here on out, this boss is the biggest pushover ever. First of all, you can drop attack him, which didn't work for some reason. But the reason I'm saying this is because he's very weak to magic. You can just pretty much kite him up the stairs like this. Drop down. It doesn't have a drop attack, so can't do much about you. Now this is why I like Great Soul Arrow. Let me tell you that. It's basically got the same speed as Soul Arrow. I mean, there's a slight difference. This is Soul Arrow, this is Great Soul Arrow. There's a few frames of extra casting, but the damage is significantly higher. I'm like really noticeably higher. So, you know, Great Soul Arrow all around is one of the better spells in the game. It gets the job done pretty much throughout. Oh yeah, these guys are actually a little bit stronger. So again, just to finish my point regarding the remaster, I think PC players have every right to be salty about it, because, you know, with the fixes and patches on PC, you could basically get the same package. Sure, it didn't run at 60 FPS all the time, but you know, it ran well. You could get it to run pretty well on PC. It was always going to be a point of contention as whether they should remake the game or just give it a graphical update, because again, I feel like an equal amount of people would have been pissed if they completely changed everything gameplay wise. Now, that said, if they ever do a Demon's Souls remaster, which they 90% likely won't, they would need to overhaul the gameplay quite a bit. I've made a video about this, but the problem with Demon's Souls is that the game really shows its age in the gameplay. You know, this game, the gameplay is completely fine. It's like any of the classics, you know, like it's like a Mega Man or a Super Metroid or a Mario, you know, you don't give a fuck how old that game is. It plays well, and you know, you don't care about the graphics either, because the gameplay is so good, and I think this game falls into that category. The reason I'm happy we have a remaster is more because it was kind of a chore to always, you know, dig out my PS3 if I wanted to play this game. Basically the last game I used my PS3 for, so you know, that's why I don't mind too much. Anyways, I'm literally speedrunning the depth, because, well, first of all, this is an optional area, so if this was an actual speedrun, we wouldn't even touch this place. I do know all the speedrun strats for this game. Well, one run. There's quite a few different ways to do it, actually. But this shortcut is the pretty godlike shortcut. And I picked up a humanity somewhere, which I'll happily use. Some of these people have like basic ass equipment, although, what am I talking about? This character is as basic as it gets. Just trying to think of where to go. Look at these bitch ass rats. Oh yeah, for some reason I always pick up the stupid great axe. I don't think I've ever used this weapon. Great axes are not the best, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Shit. This is something we noticed during the stream. This poison does actually quite a lot of damage. And we couldn't figure out if this has always been the case or if this is a remaster change. Because I know there were always supposed to be different tiers of poison. I don't know. Could be that this was always the case with the rats. Whatever. Blast him. You want to blast them because they can completely screw you over. you're not careful. Come on, lock on, fuck. We'll try to avoid this fool killing us because he can basically insta-kill us if he wants to with the R2 it can do. Fuck, don't kick. I feel like kicks are, even after all these playthroughs and 3 Souls games, I still do accidental kicks sometimes. That's the attack that would probably destroy me. Yeah, my sorcery reigns. Of course he's not gonna drop the trident. Anyways, I think that's basically what I wanted to do at the end of this episode. Kill the channeler, because otherwise he screws up the next boss. If you don't know, the next boss is actually kind of hell if you try to kill it with the channeler still active. It makes it significantly harder. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the bonfire. I will wrap up this episode here. I should probably kill the rat phantom as well, right? What's his name? Kirk? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Fuck, going through this area backwards is weird. But yeah, as I wrap it up here, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm trying to extend this outro so that I get back. I mean, it sort of worked. Yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye.